Hey, I'm Adam with Premier Therapy Associates, a physical and hand therapy clinic. Today, I want to take you on a tour of our clinic. I want to introduce you to a new program we offer called Premier Stretch, and I want to take you through what a stretch session looks like. So come on inside. All right, so welcome. First thing that you're going to see when you come into the clinic is our front office area. And this is where you're going to be greeted by one of our amazing front office coordinators. They'll get you checked in. They'll be able to answer any initial questions you may have. And then when you're all checked in, just grab a seat. Your stretch coach will come out and grab you. Come on back. All right, now welcome to the treatment area. So like I said, we're a physical and hand therapy clinic. We now offer an assisted stretch program called Premier Stretch. And in this assisted stretch program, the stretch coach is going to take you through deeper stretches than you would really be able to achieve on your own. It's a fantastic program. We've really put a lot of effort into creating a well-rounded program for lots of conditions, whether you're an office worker, an active adult, an athlete, or an older individual looking to improve posture, stability, mobility. We've got it all. So without further ado, let's get into what a stretch session looks like. Now, before you ever do a stretch with a stretch coach, you're always going to go through with your stretch coach a medical history. You're going to talk a little bit about why you're here. What are your goals? What are your expectations? And then the stretch coach is going to do a brief assessment just to see where your baseline is as far as mobility, flexibility, and then you'll get started. So Kiva, if you don't mind, just lie on your back for me. So for Kiva, I'm going to start with some double leg traction. I'm just going to open up those hips, allow some space to be created in her hip joints. It's nice and soothing to have traction across the hips and the low back. And add in a little fluid movement. Okay, very nice. Now I'm going to transition just to one side. Go through some traction with some hip circles. Great. Now, Kiva, you're going to feel a little stretch through the back of the lower leg and the calf muscles. The stretch right there. So at no point in today's session am I looking for anything to hurt. You know, there's this thought in stretching, no pain, no gain, or you got to stretch until it hurts. And that really couldn't be farther from the truth. So here I'm looking to find that first point of stretch, then go a little bit beyond that, and until we feel like it really gets tight, or until you say, no, I don't want to go beyond that, right? So you're in charge as well. So that was your calf. Next, I'm going to go into the inner thigh muscles or the groin muscles. So I'm going to bring the leg out to the side. And here you'll feel a stretch somewhere around from the knee up through the groin into the hip. So that's a fair amount of range of motion right there. Yeah, so I can feel that's a pretty good end point right there. Yeah, very nice. Bring that back in. Okay, so then now we're going to get into the hamstrings, the back of the thigh. So again, here I'll go up until I feel that first point of resistance. We're going to make sure that knee stays a little straight, and then go a little bit beyond that. All right, good. So here, when you start to feel that tension build, you're doing exactly right. I want you to take some deep breaths. Take a little longer to breathe out than you breathe in. That can also be very helpful to relax the muscles, relax the body. Very good. I'll bring that back down. Okay. So then now I'm going to cross your leg over. Now, for recording's sake, I didn't go through with you a health history, a medical history with Kiva, but I do know that Kiva has some prior history with this knee. So we're gonna just take it a little easy on the knee. So when I bring her up into this position, I'm gonna let her tell me when she feels like that's enough, because it may not be a stretch per se that I feel at the hip, but internally she feels that the knee's getting into a position that she doesn't like. So I'm gonna let her guide me on that. How are you doing there?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll leave it there.
I definitely feel it.
Okay, good. Yeah, not in the knee. Perfect. Okay. Now from here, we're gonna bring the knee across your body over towards this opposite shoulder. And the stretch should be in that posterior hip, the back of the hip. Now sometimes this stretch can get a little pinchy in the front of the hip. So if you feel any pinching across the front, just let me know. Yeah, very good. Okay, for demonstration purposes, I will do this on both sides just so you have a chance to kind of see what that looks like. So I'm gonna bring the leg up and over, and then up and across, good. Yeah, on this side feels very, very different compared to the knee over on the right leg. Okay, and then now we're gonna work on that posterior hip. So I'll bring it across. Again, if it gets pinchy on the hip, you just let me know. And I feel like right about there, it kind of wants to stop. Good. So take a breath for me. And then just exhale. Yeah, very nice. Okay. So I'm going to leave this foot right here. We're going to bring the other one up to match it. Now we're going to go into a stretch for the low back. So I'm going to bring both your knees over towards me, but I'm going to also stop this part of your body from rolling with it. So we're going to hold here. You're going to just lower down towards me until we get to a spot where it feels like it doesn't want to go. Take a breath. As you exhale, follow just a little bit more. Okay, so you're going to feel that leg just open up a little bit. And then this hand is going to stop you from rolling back. So I don't want you to come back this way. We're going to keep you right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so from here, just take a nice deep breath. And a little longer on that exhale. So that's that hip flexor muscle. And then I'm going to get into the quadriceps. So now you're going to feel the heel coming in towards your butt, getting a long stretch through the front of that thigh. Yeah, good. Nice deep breath. As you exhale, let's see if we can't push that just a little bit more. Great. Okay. Now we're going to get into the side of the thigh, the IT band. So I'm going to bring you up and over and then down towards the floor. And then I'm going to put a little pressure through here just to stop your pelvis from tilting with me. There you go. And then come on back up. Nice. So I'm going to bring this top leg. I'm going to let it rest right there. Now we're going to get into the thoracic spine right in through here. So to do that, I'm going to have you take your hand and just rest it right here on your lower ribs. And as you take a breath in and then exhale, I'm going to have you rolling onto your back. There you go. Yeah, get that air out of there, exactly right. And I'll let you come up a little bit to get some more air. And then let's open up a little bit more. And if you feel like you want a little bit more of a stretch here, we can even take this arm and bring it out to get just a little bit more pull. There you go. And then we can bring you back up there. Okay, so then now let's get into the actual lat muscle here, that side muscle of the shoulder. So from here, you're gonna feel a little pull traction again, just like I did for the hip, now for the shoulder. And then I'm gonna drop you down into this overhead stretch. I'm gonna move around a little bit. I'm gonna go searching for a little bit of a tight spot here. There about there. It looks like that's giving me a good pull. Take a breath, get those ribs down. Great. Okay. Now we're going to stretch the front of the shoulder and into that chest muscle, the pec muscle. You're going to feel my other hand just resting back here, and that's to stop you from rolling back. So I'm going to pull the elbow, rotate through the shoulder, and then get a good pull coming across the chest. Now, just like we did a moment ago where I had you reach, we can try some different angles. Just to see if we can't find an area that feels, I'd say right about there, I feel the stretch. So here, we'll take some breaths. Try to breathe into that stretch. That area that you feel that pull, breathe into that. And slow on that exhale. Good. All right, I'm gonna give that back to you. Nice job. Okay, so then now let's switch gears and have you lying on your back again, and we'll get into the trapezius and the neck as well. Okay, so lying on your back, great. All right, so I'm gonna grab the arm here, and I'm gonna get a hold of this muscle right up here and apply a little downward pull. So this is a tight muscle right in here for most people. So Kiva spends a lot of time at work, sitting at a desk with a computer, laptop, and as most of you watching this probably experience similar tightness in that upper trapezius, that upper part of the back. So this is a really helpful stretch for that. You're gonna feel, I'm just gonna move around a little bit. I'm gonna go searching for where I feel the strongest pull, probably like right around there. Yeah, just doing some rolling through. I feel a knot in there as I'm doing this. Okay, so good. So that's for that upper trapezius. Give the arm back to you. So now I'm gonna go into your neck and get the hair out of the way, great. And just like with the shoulder and the hip, I'm gonna start with a little bit of traction. And just try to decompress some of that space in between those vertebrae of the neck. Offset some of that forward head position with sitting at the desk. Now with that traction, I'm going to apply a little bit of a side bending stretch. Good. And we'll go the other way, keeping that traction. Here we go. Side bending the other way. Okay, very nice. All right, now the next stretch we're going to go for is bringing the chin towards your chest. So we're going to lift together, and we're going to bring that chin in and tuck. So this is a really helpful stretch for those tight muscles right at the base of the skull. And they get tight from that forward head position at work. We're going to go over to the right side, stretch a little bit in that direction. And we'll go over to the left side, stretch a little bit in that direction. Center, and then bring it back down to the pillow. And then I always think traction at the end of that on the neck is also helpful too. Starting and ending with traction. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so there you have it. That's a brief run through of one version of assisted stretch. I just kind of hit the highlights of some of the areas that are typically restricted or tight, but after you go through your medical history with your stretch coach, you go through your own goals and expectations, we run through your assessment, see what needs to be addressed. These very well could be different stretches for you. So I look forward to seeing you in the clinic. I look forward to hearing about how amazing the success is with this for you. So see you when you get in.